Hello, my name is Hope Thompson, and I'm a graduate student in the School of Education at Liberty University. Welcome to my Professional Development Modules presentation. I will cover two modules focusing on two different instructional design models. Let's begin this presentation with first defining instructional design. According to the Association for Talent Development, instructional design is the creation of learning experiences and materials in a manner that results in the acquisition and application of knowledge and skills, paragraph 1. Reiser 2018 traces the origin of instructional design back to World War II, as a group of trained psychologists and educators were given the task of researching and developing training materials for the military. Once they had successfully provided training materials to the military, they continued their research to impact a variety of other instructional settings, such as K-12 education. Their efforts then led to the birth of the instructional design. According to Branch 2018, there are 7 characteristics in almost all instructional design efforts, and those seen characteristics are listed here. Number 1, instructional design is a student-centered process. Number 2, instructional design is a goal-oriented process. Number 3, it is a creative process. Number 4, it focuses on meaningful performance. Number 5, it assumes outcomes are measurable, reliable, and valid. Number 6, instructional design is an empirical, iterative, and self-correcting process. And finally, number 7, instructional design is ordinarily a team effort. For our first module, we will look at the ADDIE process model, which was one of the most popular instructional design models used in technology today. As I cover the 5 phases of the ADDIE model, I want to encourage you to think how each phase may illustrate one or more of the 7 characteristics just discussed. The 5 phases of the ADDIE model are analyze, design, develop, implement, and evaluate. In the analysis phase, an instructional designer should analyze the situation to understand the gaps needed to be filled. Some key areas to consider in this phase are instructional goals, the target audience, and the required and available resources. In the design phase, an instructional designer should make informed decisions based on analysis to best design possible learning experiences. This is where instructional designers should outline their objectives. In the development phase, an instructional designer should begin bringing the learning experience to life. For instance, this is where the solution will be created. In the implementation phase, an instructional designer will deliver the instruction, or the solution as referenced in the development phase. In the evaluation phase, an instructional designer should evaluate the effectiveness of the learning experience in relation to the objectives and make any necessary revisions. This phase can include both formative and summative evaluations. And just like there are many instructional design models, there are many instructional design evaluation models that instructional designers can use to aid in their practice. It is important to note that the ADDIE model does not necessarily need to be completed in a linear fashion. It is appropriate to move back and forth among the phases. This concludes the first module, and these are the references. There are several well-described models focusing on effective methods for integrating technology into instruction to support teaching and learning. One of the most prevalent models of technology integration is the SAMR Model, which is the discussion of our second module, Ottenbrett, Lefwick, and Brush, 2018, page 176. The SAMR model mainly focuses on the teacher, specifically how they should use technology to aid teaching and learning. According to Ottenbrink, Lefwich, and Brush, SAMR model defines a progressive model in which each level represents a more effective means for integrating technology into instruction. Page 176. The SAMR model categorizes technology application into 4 progressive levels: substitution, augmentation, modification, and redefinition. Wayani and Associates, 2020. The first level of the model, substitution, refers to the use of technology to substitute other learning activities without functional change. An example of substitution could be the use of presentation software such as Google Slides or PowerPoint to present the instruction. Level 2, augmentation, allows for students to become more involved with a lesson through the use of technology, resulting in a functional change. An example would be having students use an online resource as opposed to a print-based resource. Level 3, modification, enables an instructional designer to redesign or modify a task using technology, resulting in a functional change. At this level, teachers could have students collaborate together to create a book using an online publishing tool such as Google Docs. The fourth and highest level, redefinition, results in the creation of a new task otherwise impossible without technology. A great example of this level is allowing students to use Google Earth to explore new and faraway locations, such as the Eiffel Tower in Paris, France. This information is from Ottenbrink, Lefwich, and Brush, 2018. This concludes Module 2. Thank you for attending.